Assalamu alaikum, everyone. We are going to get started with our seminar for today. This is for our October group, and there's a few things we will be covering, inshallah. The first thing is we're going to kind of introduce you to our group leaders. We will talk a little bit about the airport when you arrive there and what are the instructions. We will also be covering our trip plan, and we do have an app we use during the trip. It has started since the pandemic, where they do have a few restrictions. So we do need to take out a few permits, which Sister Rahima will be covering. And then at the end, inshallah, we will open it up for question and answers. So my name is Harun, and I will be one of your group leaders, inshallah. And we will also have Brother Noman who will join us. He is with the Masjid Aqsa group. So both of us will be, inshallah, taking care of everyone within this group. For our flight on Wednesday, I just want to remind everyone we do like to make sure we can meet and greet everyone at the airport. I will be there, inshallah, at 10 a.m. I have a Ainul Haramain bag, which I will be giving to everyone, and it has a little pouch for your documents, especially when you're in your ihram and you're going for your Umrah. It's very convenient. You can just throw in your cell phone, you can throw in your documents, any cash, anything like that that you want to carry. You can have that with you. And then we also have a bag which is very useful when you're going into haram. So you can throw in your water bottle. Make sure you have a small plastic bag that you can throw in your shoes and put it in the bag. It's very hard to find your slippers if you lose them, or your shoes when you're in Masjid Nawawi or in haram. So just keep those few things in mind. We will be giving that out, inshallah, at JFK Airport. So when you arrive at Terminal 1, 10 a.m., inshallah, I will meet you, inshallah. You can go ahead and check in and come see me, and I will hand over your bag to you, inshallah, and then you can go through security. The next time where we will be regrouping will be in Riyadh. One good thing about the Riyadh flight is we don't need to collect our luggage, alhamdulillah. They go all the way through to Medina. So we don't need to collect them, go through customs, and then recheck them in. We will also be giving you a confirmation on whether you need to collect it or not. But as per the airline, we don't need to collect our luggages, so it makes it a little bit easy. Once we're done in Riyadh, we will be getting on our domestic flight to Medina. Once we arrive in Medina, inshallah, we will be going to our hotel. Once you're checked in, you can get freshen up, and if you like, you can go to Haram. We do have a few days in Medina. We're staying there for 5 nights, inshallah. So we arrived there on the 6th of October in Medina. Our historical tours will be on the 9th of October, and we will be moving to Makkah, inshallah, on the 11th. Once we arrive in Makkah, it's the same thing. We want to make sure you get checked in, settled in, inshallah. We like to give you a few hours. If you've done Umrah before, you are more than welcome to go on your own, but we will be doing Umrah with the group as well, inshallah. So in Makkah, we give you a 1 day rest, inshallah. Then on Thursday, there is a historical tours in Makkah. Once that is done, inshallah, then you have Friday prayer the next day, and then we have our departure on the morning of the 15th. We do provide everything in details within our group. So any activity that's delayed or maybe it's moved on to a different date, we do like to follow our schedule, but things do happen. So if anything changes, we will be using the WhatsApp group to give you all the necessary details, any updates that may be coming up, inshallah, throughout the trip. So just keep in mind, you will be getting a few reminder messages before the flight as well. During the trip, you will be getting messages. On the day of the flight, inshallah, I will also be sharing my Saudi number. Please save that number. Also save my US number. I will be sharing both. So just in case, you get lost, or if there's an emergency and you don't have any way of communication, you can definitely use that number. Give me a call. We are there for you, inshallah, and we want to make sure your trip goes smooth. I do want to hand it over to Sister Rahima so she can talk further about the Nuzuk app that is required now for performing some activities.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everyone. As Brother Howard mentioned, my name is Rahima, and I'm just going to be talking a little bit about your tech needs this trip. He mentioned the Nuzuk app. Since the start of the pandemic, the Saudi government has started a system in which, in order to access the Roda or to make Umrah, you must have an appointment. And the appointment is made on this app called Nuzuk. So this app, it requires you to have a working smartphone and a stable internet connection. So as far as internet goes, while you're in Saudi Arabia, there are two options. You could either do one, have roaming data, which basically means that from the United States, you speak to your carrier, whether it's T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, whatever. You give them a call and you check that you have roaming data and that it's covered in Saudi Arabia as part of your plan. And if you want to like buy that from here, the other option that you also have is to buy it locally when you are in Saudi Arabia. So you get a local SIM and you get the data as part of a package. Now, with the second option where you are buying a local SIM and using a local Saudi carrier, one thing to keep in mind is that the phone you're taking with you must be unlocked. If the phone is not unlocked, the Saudi SIM is not going to work in the phone, and then you might have to get a new phone, and it'll be like kind of like a little bit of an issue for you. A major question that we usually get asked is, I'm taking this many people in my party. I have, family members. I have kids. Does each person need their own phone? And because of the fact that each appointment is done on its own app, we would say that yes, each family member should have their own phone number, and their own email account. When you're signing up for Nusuk, they ask for a couple of things like your passport number, your visa number, your date of birth, all of that, and they also ask for a unique phone number and a unique email account. Your verification, it's a verification code that comes in just to that you have to like use to finish signing up. That comes on your email, not on your phone number. However, they do require you to use a phone number. So you want an email which you can access, because that's where the verification number is coming in, and you have to go check it and then you put that back into the app, and a phone number that's unique to you. Or to that person, and so that's how their account gets made. Once the account is made, I'm actually going to share my screen and show you guys what it looks like, so you kind of have an idea. You might have Brother Harvin, I don't have a sharing ability. Well, so once your account gets made, I can just let you guys know you are basically going into the app, and you'll see there's options. It says Umrah. You can click on the Umrah, and you can actually go ahead and let me see if I can share. I can share now. All right, beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what the app looks like. I believe you can see my screen. So this is the Nuzuk app. I went ahead and opened it. You have the option to go to Holy Mosque Services Umrah, and you can click on Umrah, click on the user, and then from here you have appointment slots. So for the group Umrah that you guys will be doing, it'll be on the 11th. And I believe the group leaders will let you know the timing. But so you click the date, you click a time slot. I'm just clicking random time slot. And then you said you see the instructions. If you want, you can read the instructions. They're right in here. And then you press continue. Once you've continued on, your permit has been issued. If you're on an Apple device, if you're on an iPhone, you can actually go ahead and add that to your wallet. Down where the final button is, add to Apple Wallet. Other to that, you can also share it as a text message, and it becomes basically like a screenshot. I wouldn't recommend trusting a screenshot, but it's good to take one just in case, because sometimes when they scan the code, a screenshot will not go through. So you do want to make sure you have a stable internet connection. That being said, if you ever need to cancel a permit, if you feel like you're not going to make it on time to a permit, please, please, please do not miss your appointment. Once your appointment is gone, for the Roda, you will not get another chance. So just go ahead and cancel permit by clicking cancel permit. It'll ask you to confirm. You'll say yes, and your permit is now canceled. If you want, you can take out another permit. That was for Umrah. Now for praying in the Roda, if you're a man, they have a separate button, and for women, they have a separate button. I believe the time that a lot of men are saying it works well is 4 a.m. because you get to go in and you get to pray. They keep you and they for longer, and you might even get to pray Fajr in the Roda. That being said, please choose a time that works for you and you know you can make it. Do not choose a time where you might sleep through it, or you might be engaged in something else. So for women, you go ahead and press the women's button. You click on main user, press continue, and the same way you get an option of dates. The Roda, they tend to roll out a little bit slower than Umrah. So you'll get it on a weekly basis. That being said, you'll see that the 7th and 8th are open. If you'd like to actually go ahead after we're done with the seminar and go ahead and sign up and get your appointment, you can. And with the road, I would definitely suggest doing it faster, sooner rather than later. So you can go ahead and click on a date, click on a time, and it's the same thing. You've seen the instructions, continue, and now you have your permit. Same thing. If you don't see it, the add to wallet right away, if you just check back in a little bit later, it'll come up. And yeah, so and the same thing, just if you wanted to cancel it, you would press cancel and confirm, and you have now canceled your permit. So that's kind of how you use with the app within itself. As for the initial sign up and just getting started, we're sending a detailed guide as well as a video tutorial on how to do that step by step. So inshallah, you'll be getting that in the WhatsApp group. Just to reiterate the importance of being in that group, I know Brother Harun will mention it again and again. Please, if you have any family members who are not yet in that WhatsApp group, get them in, because there's a lot of important information that's going to be going in there. As for any further details or anything like that, it'll definitely be in our Nuzuk guide, which is very in depth and it takes you step by step by step. And if you have any further questions, please be sure to ask them at the end of the seminar. Thank you so much, Brother Harun.
And thank you, Sister Rahima. Just to kind of touch upon some of the points Sister Rahima just covered, we can go ahead and activate the application from the US. You can use a US number when you're activating these applications. And if you follow the guide, it's very simple. But if you still need help, of course, please reach out to us and we will help you activate the app. Other than that, just a few things that do usually go wrong. When you do take out a permit, please look at the time. It is in military time. So for a 11 p.m. permit, you're going to see 2,300 hours. So for a AM time, you're going to see maybe 1:30, maybe 2 o'clock, maybe 3 o'clock. So it's very important to make sure you're taking it out for the exact time, because we have had instances where people took out the permit before they even arrived. So I don't recommend taking out a permit for the day of. Trying to take it out maybe for Friday or for Saturday. They do start opening up permits for the week on Friday. So as soon as Friday is done, as soon as we hit midnight and we're into Saturday, you will see permits opened up for the entire week. So we are leaving from Medina on the 11th, so you still have a few days. In case you don't set up your app before going, we can still go take care of it in Saudi. But I highly, highly, highly recommend at least having it downloaded, even if you don't set it up. But it's always better to have everything done in advance. Uh, and for the Roda, it's only once a month. So if you take one permit out today, let's say you take it out for today evening, the next permit you can take out will be after 30 days. So just keep that in mind. We want to make sure everyone is able to do all the activities that we are going there for. There are no permits required for Salam. I do highly recommend go after midnight. Only men can go for Salam. So you go and you can pay your respects to the Prophet ﷺ. And that is open all the time, and it's only for men. Just a reminder on that. Women can always just go in the front and take their time and give salam from outside as well. This is one of our main activities for Medina. We want to make sure we utilize our time over there, making sure we're catching all of our prayers in Haram, and especially in Medina, we want to make sure we can send our salams to the Prophet as much as possible. And once we will get to Makkah, there is no permit required for tawaf, but tawaf cannot be done from the Sehen, from the area right next to the Kaaba. So you can do it at any time from the first floor, from the second floor, or from the roof. There are no permits required for prayers anymore. And for Umrah, you can do up to 2 Umrahs in a day. Please pace yourself when you're over there. I know it gets tough. You want to make sure you can spend every second in ibadat, but it's very important. You're eating on time, you're taking your medication, and you're getting some rest. So this way, it's you can pace yourself rather than just going there and then you're basically up for 3 days and then you're sleeping rest of the trip. You want to make sure you can utilize the whole trip and making sure we're catching every prayer in Haram, inshallah. So I do want to open it up for questions. So if anyone has any questions, you can definitely unmute yourself, inshallah, and you can ask questions. And if you don't want to ask right now, of course, you can always send us a message, or you can give us a call, inshallah, and we can further guide you with whichever questions you may have.
Yes, brother Harun, I just have a question regarding the Wi-Fi in the hotel room. Would we be able to use the Wi-Fi in hotel to get the permit?
You will be able to use the Wi-Fi in the hotel to get the permits. Just make sure you get it beforehand, and just have the permit open, because they're just looking for a blinking light most of the time on it. Uh, but for most people, they are able to use their permits. But sometimes, like if it logs you out, then it's a problem. Then you may have to go back to the hotel, make sure you're connecting back to the Wi-Fi, and you can go ahead, because you do need access to your email in order to log in, and then you do need an internet connection as well.
Oh, so you cannot like save the page as a PDF or something and then show it to them.
No, they don't give you that option. They want to make sure, because if you're able to just show screenshots, what ends up happening is everyone just shows up with a screenshot, and the people who actually have a permit, they're not even able to get in. So they have gotten more strict on those things. So I would recommend to make sure you're logged in. Usually it doesn't log you out. I'm usually logged in for a couple of months sometimes, and then all of a sudden they have an update. I do the update, then I need to log back in. So once you're logged in, you're good to go, inshallah, for the entire trip. You don't need to keep logging in.
So
uh
it's just in case if that doesn't work and I have to get a SIM in Saudi, what documents do I need to get a SIM, and how would I be able to then you know
if you think
get rid
you
of it?
need a sim, the first thing is, I would highly, highly, highly recommend, please get it at the airport. So it's the lines near Haram are very long for the sim card. So it's always best. But if you need it at the last moment, of course, there's plenty of sim card places where you can get sim cards, inshallah, and we are there to guide you, inshallah. So if you need the sim card, just let one of us know, and we will take you, inshallah, and guide you from where to get the sim card from.
Do you need do you need your show your passport to get a
You
SIM?
do, you do need your passport with you. It's a very simple process to get a SIM card over there. They issue a temporary SIM card for, I think it's active for like maybe 90 days, and
Uh-huh.
then it's just done. So you can definitely get a SIM card. It's
So
not a problem.
after 90 days, automatically it is off your passport.
Yes,
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
no problem, inshallah. I see Aisha Jalil, your hand is up. If you want to unmute yourself, inshallah, and ask your question.
Yes, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum
I
salam.
wanted to know if we're supposed to take PCR test before
Yeah,
flight.
I'm sorry. I should have covered that earlier. As per the new requirements, we don't need any testing. We don't need any vaccinations. So if anyone's not vaccinated, we do not need that information for traveling. So all the restrictions are dropped. They are not using Tawakkalna anymore, which is something similar to the apps we have over here to show our vaccine status. That app is not required anymore, and you can take out all your permits without any vaccine. So the Nuzuk app does not require you to do any pre-requirements for vaccination, so it's allowed for everyone.
Okay, so there will be no
No testing
questions.
required. Yeah, no questions
Uh,
asked. There will be no vaccination required and no testing required. So they were asking people to do the PCR, and then they switched over to the antigen test, which is the rapid test, and then now there is no requirement. We were with the group in August. There was no requirements. No one asked anything, and none of these vaccinations were required either at that time. We do follow up with all the current requirements. So if anything does change, we will inform you within the group. That's why it's so important that every family member who has WhatsApp, they actually join the group. It makes it much easier to follow up with all the information we are giving. Maybe one person misses it, but if it's a family of two, three, at least one person will definitely be able to see.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And there is one more thing I wanted to mention. In our August group, there were a few complications with children. So if you're entering in with kids on the women's side, it was a little problematic. But on the men's side, there were no issues. So if anyone is traveling with kids, please send them in with the men to go and pray. But most probably those restrictions are dropped by now. They are easing up a lot of the things. If anyone else has any questions, feel free to unmute yourself, inshallah, and you can ask. If not, we can also end the meeting, inshallah, and we will also have the recording available, inshallah, by tonight or tomorrow morning.
Brother Harun,
Yes.
question. So you also mentioned something about like group Umrah. Can you explain what like exactly that is?
So in a group Umrah, what we do is we go in as a group. So it will be maybe 20 of us, maybe 30 of us. So in Umrah is an individual ibadat. So what we will guide you with, okay, this is where the tawaf is starting. This is where, the tawaf will end, and we will show you how it goes. And then we will guide you to, where is the easiest place where you can go pray after tawaf. Then we will guide you how to get to Safa Marwa. And then if you choose to do everything on your own pace during Safa Marwa, you can head back to the hotel on yourself too. If not, then we will wait for you to finish, inshallah, and then we head back to the hotel together. So the men go get their haircut, and so we can get out of ihram. So the group umrah is more on how and where, because a lot of the times when people are going for their first time, they're very confused on where does the umrah start. We do cover all of that information on our bus ride as well. When we're leaving from Medina to Makkah, so we go in details, and we will also share a Umrah guide in the group as well. So we do cover all that stuff in details. It is much, much, much easier to do Umrah on your own than with the group, because sometimes we're just standing there in front of the Kaaba waiting for maybe two people, maybe three people, because people do get lost over there, and we want to make sure everyone can go ahead and move on to the next step. So inshallah, if there are no more questions, we can end the meeting over here. And of course, we are available to you. Please reach out to us if you have any further questions, or if you still need assistance activating Nuzuk. We are available for that, inshallah. I will see everyone, inshallah, at JFK Airport, 10 a.m. And hopefully we have a wonderful trip, inshallah, and we can all have a good time in Saudi Arabia and do our ibadat. Assalamu alaikum.